All right, so now we are doing question number two. Question number two is all about frame of reference. So let's read the question. Student 1 is standing on a cart holding a small stone, while student 2 is standing at rest on the ground, as shown in the figure above. The cart is moving at a constant speed v in the direction or in the positive x direction, as indicated by the coordinate system shown. Student 1 drops the stone precisely when passing student 2. Which of the following best represents the path of the falling stone relative to student 1 and the path of the falling stone relative to student 2? So let's think about this. With reference to student 1, if student 1 is moving with a velocity v in the positive x direction, when they drop the stone, that stone will also be moving in the positive x direction with a velocity of v, neglecting air resistance. So from the point of view of student 1, the stone will fall straight down because both student 1 and both student 1 and the stone will be moving with a velocity v, and therefore their displacement in the x direction from each other will not be changing. Therefore, the stone will just fall straight down as if there was only a downward velocity. Now, student 2 is standing on the ground. So student 2 has a velocity of 0 meters per second, meaning that when student 1 drops the stone, which is moving with a velocity v, from student 2's frame of reference, that stone is moving with a velocity v in the x direction. And as it starts to fall, it will initially be only going in the x direction with a velocity v, but immediately it will be accelerated by gravity, and it will start to fall downwards in a parabolic path from student 1's perspective. So let's go through the options here. Number 1, we have 2 downward facing arrows. These are incorrect because for student 1, it's correct because student 1 has the same velocity as the stone, meaning that the displacement in reference to each other is going to be 0 in the x direction. So from student 1's perspective, the stone will just fall straight down. But from student 2's perspective, the stone will not fall straight down. The stone will fall to the right and down in a concave down parabolic path because student 2 has a velocity of 0 and the stone has a velocity of v in the x direction. So it will have a certain displacement in relation to student 2. Answer B is also incorrect because while it does correctly show that student 1 will only see the stone falling downwards from their frame of reference, and it shows that student 2 will see an x displacement from their frame of reference, the x displacement is in the wrong direction. C is the correct answer because it shows how student 1 has a 0x displacement because they are going the same velocity, and so within that frame of reference there will be 0x displacement from each other. Student 2 will from their perspective, see a displacement of the stone because the stone has a velocity while the student does not have it has a velocity of 0. And then the rest of them are incorrect for other reasons.